I didn't get to answer all the questions today because, as usual, I packed way too much in for an hour. Questions that I left: can we assume that the quality of the English, grammar, spelling, paragraph structure, etc., is of a high quality from ChatGPT? I think I've only corrected ChatGPT maybe twice. Sometimes I don't quite agree with how it's viewed the grammar of something, but that's typical of working with Grammarly or working with another human who disagrees about how to punctuate something. In short, I'd say I've corrected ChatGPT a lot less than any human writer than I've ever worked with. How can we include SEO prompts in copywriting using ChatGPT? ChatGPT isn't built for SEO, and SEO is a whole topic, and it is something I teach: how to research what people are asking Google, research what's winning in Google, and then craft your content to be better than the content that's already ranking. But that's a course of several weeks. So to condense that into a short answer, I would say ask ChatGPT what questions people are asking about the topic that you're writing about, and make sure that you answer those questions thoroughly, and make sure that ChatGPT uses the language that a searcher would actually use. So not the language that you, as somebody inside, a professional, would use, but the language that the person searching would use. How do you change tone and style? Well, that's entirely a function of the prompt. So in ChatGPT Mastery, we cover how to build a really comprehensive tone of voice prompt that reflects how your organization writes. But in short, it's about how you describe that to ChatGPT. So if you say to ChatGPT, I want you to write like Arnold Schwarzenegger, it will do its best. Where you need to know probably better how to build a tone of voice prompt is when you're potentially trying to distinguish yourself from another firm that does the same thing. So if you just say, we're professional but approachable, probably all of the competition, would say the same. What are your top tips for smooth talking the AI? Imagine that you are getting the consultant that you really want, and you can write a job description for that consultant or an ad for that consultant, and you can be as honest as you like. I would give ChatGPT an honest description of itself as the consultant that you want it to be, and I think it doesn't hurt to flatter it in a way, and that works to change the output. So for instance, I've sometimes wanted ChatGPT to help me to explain something in a way that a non-expert would understand. So a prompt for that might say, you are an expert in whatever the topic is, and you are world-renowned for your ability to explain the concepts in visual language or visceral language, or to a 12-year-old, or in pictures, whatever it might be that you want the output to look like. The more vivid your description of that, the better ChatGPT is going to be at producing it. Can you use ChatGPT for technical editing? No, absolutely not. And ChatGPT is not for facts, so no, absolutely do not use it for technical editing. You can try to use it to make technical writing easier to read, and then it would require you, the human or the human expert that you're working with, to read it and make sure that in the simplification process you haven't lost some of the technical truth. But speaking as somebody who has simplified things for technical experts over the course of a 30-year career, that is the same process as working, with an expert writer. They give you something dense with technical information, you turn it into plain English, and they come back and say, okay, that is plain English, but you've made this slightly ambiguous or not quite correct. So, and the final question, can you use it for proofreading? Yes, you absolutely can. You've got to give it a prompt that says what you want. Check this for spelling, check it for grammar. You could say things like check it for, clarity of reading. Could I make it simpler? So you can ask it to proofread and give you feedback. What I would say is that, each time you'd have to build the prompt to do that. And Grammarly already exists. Grammarly is AI that exists for that specific purpose. So I appreciate that if you've already paid for ChatGPT or you're already using ChatGPT, you might not want to pay for Grammarly, but I'm a believer in horses for courses because all of these tools are being shaped generally with a purpose in mind. And so if you go with the one that's been shaped with your purpose in mind, you're just over time going to have to put a lot less work into it. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me and check out ChatGPT Master if you want to take your use of ChatGPT to beyond the next level.